Hello guys. Today let's see what is Active Directory, forest, tree, and domains. Okay. So actually Active Directory was initially released with the Windows 2000 server, and revised with additional feature in Windows 2008. So before that, so we don't have any additional in feature, but after 2008 they are adding the an additional feature in 2000 Windows server, right? So what is Active Directory here? So Active Directory is is a directory service deployed by Microsoft Windows domain networks, right? And then it is primarily for managing the organization resource in organization resource and networking environment, such as computers, users, groups, printer, and other network device also, right? So Active Directory provides central database that store information about network resources and enable administrator to control access to these resources based on user permission and policies, right? This is Active Directory actually we does that, right? And then it plays a crucial role in authentications, authorizations, and management of network resource with a Windows domain, right? It gives an authentication first, right? And then authorization and manage the a network resource. So manage a PCs, right? Manage the users, everything, and policies, right? That roles is play actually Active Directory. Okay. So the main thing is here. So all the information in Active Directory is stored in a form of objects. So this is very important. Okay. So anything so inside the that Active Directory, it's called an object, any items. Okay. So that is maybe that should be user, computer, groups, printer, or any policies, anything. So that is our objects. Okay. So we just talk in an Active Directory, but what is the benefit of Active Directory here? So the benefit of Active Directory is it is hierarchical organizational structure, step by step form is also called I mean if you complete anything we do anything in in Active Directory, so that should be in step by step, 1 2 3 so on, like that. Suppose example, so you have a one suppose I'll give the example here. So you have a one computer here or laptop here, right? So after that you have to add their operating system, right? After that you set user accounts, and after that you add that in domain, something like that. This is step by step, and right? So it's called in hierarchical steps. Okay. So and it's support multi-master authentications and multi-master replications, right? What does that means? Okay, multi-master authentications here, right? You can say in Active Directory manage, right? Manage all the servers, right? So uh, all the servers, right? And PCs and users from one place. What does that means? That means you don't have to go to a PC to PC, server to server, right? If you have a one main server, main server, so you can handle everything from there. You don't have to go server to server, PC to PC, right? User to user, so you can handle everything. So that is multi-master authentications, right? And multi-master replications. So that means if you change anything in server, right? Anything in server, so that will replicate, that will copy in other server and other PCs, right? That will apply to in another, if you suppose, if you create one policies, right? One policies where you said you can change the I mean a user cannot change the background, right? So when you do that from like an Active Directory in one server, right? So in that server, when you create the like policies, that will replicate, that will apply to like all the users which is connect to the main domain. Got it? Okay, so that means, that's why I say like if you change anything in main domain, it will automatically replicate in another server or PCs or your users also, right? Or if you create any policies in the main server, it will automatically replicate in another server or PCs or users. Got it? Okay, so and this is like single point access to network resource. So what does this means? So this means you can control all the hardware or PC from one server. Easy, right? And ability to create trust relationship with external network running previous AD and even Unix, right? So it will be like compatible with any version of like servers. That means, okay. So now I'm going to talk about here like a little bit like about the Active Directory structure. So it has like three main tiers, right? So it tiers, I mean tiers, like that means like it has a three things inside the Active Directory. So that is called domain, one is trees, one is forest. Okay, what is forest? First I will talk to you about the like forest here. Okay, what is forest? Forest is like one kind of, I will show you like structure here. Okay, so it's easy to like understand. So let's, okay, so let me like explain a little bit here. So what is like forest, what is like a domain, and what is trees? Okay, let me start here. Okay, so forest, what is forest here? Forest is like one kind of like big circle. You can think for like this is forest. Okay, forest is like that like in a big forest, right? So inside the forest you have a lot of trees there, right? In many locations, right? Many location has a forest there, right? And there is inside the forest they have a trees. So now here I'm going to like explain to like what is actually forest. Okay, this is forest, right? And then trees, what is trees here? Trees is like this one is this trees. I have a one another in location trees. This is another one. So this is also called like a location here. This is a one location, this is another location, this is another location. Okay, so let me like just draw this one here. And this is a also called like a location in inside the one tree. Suppose this is a one US, suppose you can say that US. Okay, US, or like whole US, this one. And this is forest, right? It's called. And this is trees, which is called like this one is suppose Omaha like locations, right? And the another one is like a Los Angeles locations. The another one is like and New York locations. Okay, so and then now what I'm doing here, so inside the location here, I mean like inside the trees, you have like domain, right? So this location we have a one domain, right? And this location has one domain, and this location have another domain, right? So we have a three domain here. Suppose this one is a primary domain, right? This is a primary domain, PDC. Or like you can say like a DC1, something like that, anything you can say, right? Additional primary domain. And this one is like an additional domain, right? This is our subdomain domain controller. This is a primary domain controller, this is additional domain controller. And this one also our one more like Omaha additional domain controller, right? Okay, now so it is also called like backup domain. So that I will show you like how what is that is, why we call like this one is a backup, because this is our head office, this is our branch office, right? Okay, this is our branch office. Okay, now then this is our also backup here, right? Then now I would say this one is a domain, right? Already I said that this is one domain, another head office domain, this is another our our branch office domain, right? We have a three domain here, I mean like a three domain controller. So which is, this is a head office, right? This is our head office, this is our branch office. Okay, so this is our actual forest, tree and domain. I hope you guys understand that, right? So let me little bit explain here. Okay, so in our Los Angeles head office, we have a 600 users, right? And then here in our Omaha we have 120 users. Okay, so and in our New York branch we have like a 90 users. Okay, okay, from Omaha branch, there is one OU, right, organizational unit. So inside the organizational unit we create HR department, right? This HR department, so we have a one HR user one, right? So he want to connect, I mean, like he want to log into log in to server, right? I mean, like here in our domain. So in that time, so this backup or this subdomain always acts to main domain here. So he will ask okay, this guys is want to add, I mean, login. So and does this guys have a already a credential, I mean, like a username password in our database? So can you check that? So and that time, so PDC check that in database what he write username password, he will check here, and then he will say okay, oh yeah, this guys has already username password I have in my database. So he can log in. So like this he can log into his our domain, so from Omaha locations. So in this way, so he can log in. So same thing like in here, like in our New York, New York, branch also, there is a parts department, right? And there is a parts dot user one. So he want to log in there from this branch, and then he send the in his credential here, and then this ADC, I mean, this additional domain controller always asks to PDC, because these domains are already connect. They have always a trust relationship, right? So without that is not possible, right? So how that trust relationship will create, I will show you in my practical next videos. Right now I'm just I just want to clear the what is forest, what is trees and what is domain. Okay, so in this way, so you guys understand what is actually domain and trees and forest, and then how this inside the trees or in domain, so how does users connect, or he can go to login. So in that I just want to explain here. So I just mentioned before, parts department, there is a parts dot user one, he want to log in, he just send his credential here, and this additional domain asks a PDC here, and PDC check the his credential here in his database, right? And when he found that, he connect to ADC again. Okay, this guy has his database here, his credential already here, so he can log in. So he give the permission to log in from this location also. So that means these are connect to each connect to inside each others. So this way, so they can any user can log in from any locations in our domain. I hope this is you guys understand. So I will show you the next things in our practical. Okay, thank you.